midnight on Thursday night, we all got a text, email saying you're no longer required.
I just said to the kids I got fired, and I just came over here.
The biggest stevedore in the world sacks workers a text at midnight. You've got to be kidding. These people are a disgrace.
The company, sorry, your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations are gone.
The response was fantastic. Workers took to the streets. The Hutchison workers said, we're not going to cop this. These comrades have stuck fat in community assemblies in Sydney and Brisbane, and they're not moving. Their determination was unshakable. They were immovable, and they weren't going anywhere until we got a result off this company.
Well, I'm the sole income provider, so now I've got to go out and start looking for work again.
To see whole families thrown on the scrap heap by a company that is monolithic is a moving thing.
Sister in Sydney at Hutchison's was sacked.
It was a good living. I thought I had, a whole career ahead of me. And it's really disappointing.
I bought a house because I thought that I was going to be here forever.
Hannah Matthewson in Brisbane and her sister Holly in Sydney. Lady Diaz has been there on the picket every day. She's got 2 young kids. She came from a housing commission house before she got the job at the stevedores and then got sacked by text message. And she's not letting that happen to herself and to her family, and she's standing up on this picket line.
It's so good that so many people come and support us. It's really good.
Oh, I don't know. Hopefully we can get back in there, maybe over there, I don't know. The union are going to help us fight, yeah.
It blows me away, the strength and courage and determination of these young, amazing women that we've got in our union, and it just gives me an amazing hope for the future. I think we've just got some great people.
Hutchison Wharfie's here to stay!
Hutchison Wharfie's here! To see whole families come together and have the support of not only the Hutchison workforce, but workers from right around both ports, stevedoring community, shipping community, tugs, lines, everyone was there, because that's the beauty of our union. You're never alone in the MUA.
What are we doing work that could be done by people over here who are supposed to be doing it? That had to be explained to our boys. And the short story is that vessel sailed at 10 o'clock today with 75 boxes that were supposed to come off it in Sydney still on it.
It was interesting that we took new campaigning methodologies during the Hutchison dispute.
I'm part of this big little protest because Hutchison owns half of Vodafone, and Hutchison sacked 97 workers. Not okay.
You own a phone company doesn't give you the right to sack workers by text. It's an absolute disgrace. At the end of the day,
We recognised that they owned Vodafone. We went out and we hit Vodafone shops, and it reverberated all the way to Hong Kong.
now, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do?
It's a lesson in campaigning that we don't just hit our target, but we analyse, we map, we dissect their company structures, we dissect their subsidiaries, we look at where they've got various different shares and who their shareholders are, and we go and we chase them as well.
Australian workers by text message.
We believe that there is a deeper and more sinister plan, and that is Hutchison's are trying to break trade unionism on the docks so that they can establish automation without negotiation and then have their workforce deunionised, pay them a much lower rate. That would then have a cascading effect to Patrick's and DP World.
You've got to draw a line in the sand, and that's what you've done.
Comrades, I started off this fight about 2 weeks ago with a rally cry. Are we going to fight? Yeah! Are we going to fight? Yeah! Are we going to win? Yeah! Are we going to win? Yeah! Well, guess what? We won!
To get an injunction against the sackings in the federal court was a tremendous victory. It kept the workers at Hutchison on the payroll, and it gave everybody around the place some heart that we were right.
Just having the support of my wife and family down here as well right now has brought back a lot of emotions. In '98, I had my father around supporting me, and just it's been a roller coaster of emotions.
The unjustifiability of the company's approach was rejected by the federal court in this country.
Down and away, but the judge has made it clear he's going to make an order that all Hutchison workers will be reinstated until our court case.
Hutchison's really put themselves into a corner, and the ruling that came out of the federal court that got the 97 workers back on the payroll was an incredible inspiration for all.
I appeal to Hutchison, let's make this thing work. Let's make it for you, let's make it for the workers, let's make it for Australia that we want to live in, not an Australia that you're trying to create that nobody bloody well wants.
Want to live in a country where we respect the employer and their investment and work with them. But we want a country and a workplace where we are equally respected. That's what Hutchison was all about. This is the workplace of the future, where workers have a future. That was a win. Over 100 days. That is determination, courage, focus and community. That's the future of working Australia, and that's the future of trade unions.
What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do? Stand up, fight back! What do we do?